Ram 1500 Lone Star, first 200 miles. How's it doing? Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Automotive FST. That's right, I have done the first 200 miles in my new Ram 1500. And how is it doing? How do I like it? What's my experience? So let me tell you, first off, I love the truck. Love the looks of the truck, aesthetically. I've always said that the Ram is the best looking full-size truck on the road, and I still feel that way. It's a gorgeous truck. Love the lines, love everything about it. And the fit and finish so far, from my experience in this truck, has been spot on. No issues. Body lines look good, all the gaps look even, everything seems to be in line, and I have no problems with the quality of the truck as far as the fit and finish goes on the outside. Now, what about the inside? You know, the important part, the part that you see every time you're driving around in the truck. And I gotta say, I haven't found any issues with it. Zero. That's just the way that you want it, right? I don't have any noises, any creaks, any rattles, anything crazy on the inside of the truck. You remember the old days when you'd buy a new vehicle, you'd be driving down the road and then you'd get that annoying sound. It seemed they always used to be that way. You'd always have something. Nothing like that in the Ram 1500. Love it. Now, what about the driving of it? You know, that's the probably the most important thing right after it's starting every time you push the button, which, by the way, love the push button start. I do not miss having a key like I did in the Tundra at all. Driving wise, it is awesome. It floats along kind of like an SUV, nice and comfortable, takes the bumps well. Power wise, I would say probably has just a little bit more get up and go than what my Toyota Tundra had. It's not hugely different, don't get me wrong. The Tundra was not a dog, the 5.7. It got up and went as well, but the Ram 1500 just seems a little bit more powerful to me, the way that it feels. Again, from a ride comfort standpoint, the seats are nice. They are electric, of course. They weren't in the trim level that I had as far as a lumbar goes. I didn't have a lumbar in my Toyota Tundra. I have it in this truck. Love it. Hits you right where it should. The plushness of the seats is just like they should be. I would say that the seat quality, the seat feel as compared to the Toyota Tundra is equivalent. And the Tundra has really comfortable seats. You know, there were a couple of long distance trips I took in the Tundras, and they were always fine, no issues. Now, let's talk about fuel economy. Fuel economy, you know, the Toyota Tundra was not a hyper miler. When I traded that truck in, it was getting right around 13 miles per gallon, something like that. Never really got any higher, but in all honesty and fairness, I didn't drive a lot of freeway or high-speed driving in that truck. So it's not like, you know, I was going to increase the fuel economy because I was driving more freeway miles. Quite the opposite, actually. I drive pretty much in lower speed limits. I just don't need to be on the freeway too often. Probably somewhere an average of 35 to 45 miles an hour, something like that, depending on whether or not I'm just on a side street or on one of those country roads that are 55 or sometimes no marked speed limit. So what's it getting? Right now, and I'm looking at it real world, I'm getting 13.9. So I'm going to round that up to 14. The Toyota Tundra was getting 13.4. I'll round that up to 0.5 because you never know where you fall in the decimal spot, right? So 13.5 versus 14, half a mile per gallon better in the Ram 1500 than I was getting in the Toyota Tundra. Now, is that huge? No. Maybe over the lifetime of the truck, you know, let's assume that both trucks, pick a number, I'll pick 100,000 miles. I know that's low. I'll pick 100,000 miles. So over 100,000 miles at a half mile per gallon, it would make a bit of a difference there, obviously. But, you know, from a day-to-day, month-to-month standpoint, not a big deal. I would actually put the trucks probably at equivalent. And they do have the same size motor. This is the 5.7 HEMI. The Tundra, of course, was a 5.7. I think it's I-Force or I-Force. So, you know, I would rank them about the same. Height-wise, I would say the Ram is a little bit higher stock. The Tundra was just a tad bit lower, and it was just an SR5. It was the limited, I believe, SR5 Tundra, by the way. So it didn't have any kind of a lift or anything. It wasn't a Pro. It wasn't a TRD off-road or any of those trim levels. But I think from an equivalency standpoint, this is a Ram Bighorn Lone Star, and it's not like it's a TRX or a lifted truck, anything like that yet. Now, I say yet because this truck is going to be lifted. I love lifted trucks. It's something I think that really any full-size truck should have, just if you're into the aesthetics of it. I realize if you're using it for work and everything, you probably want it to be a little bit lower because you don't have to hoist things higher up into the bed. But for my purposes, it's definitely going to have a lift. Those chrome wheels, ugh. Can't stand those chrome wheels. And it's funny, I was actually outside looking at it the other day. My mom came over and she was looking at it and she said, "Did you notice those little chrome reflections on the ground in front of the wheels?" And I said, "Yeah, I did. Because that chrome is so bright, when the sun hits it, it reflects a little star pattern on the ground." Kind of something neat, I suppose, if you like chrome. I mean, that's something unique. When the truck is parked there and the wheels are clean and the sun is shining on it, does project a little chrome star on the ground. Again, I'm not a big chrome fan. It's not that I hate chrome. I just prefer other finishes, I suppose, on the outside of the truck. I think chrome belongs under the hood. Anyway, that's just a quick recap. The first 200 miles in the truck. Obviously, I've got a lot longer to go. Want to see if it is reliable. I did mention recently in a video I had a couple of little, really one issue with it, one kind of pet peevish thing. So if you haven't seen that, check that out. Leave a comment. Let me know if you've got a Ram 1500 or any Ram trim level, I suppose. How's it doing for you? What are your impressions of it early on, assuming you just got it, or maybe even in the long term if you've had it for a while? I'd be curious to know. Also, real quick, I do have 2 additional channels. Rob Motive, all about my 2021 Toyota Tacoma, and Rob Motive JT, all about my 2020 Jeep Gladiator. Check them out, and if you're interested, why not subscribe? Don't forget to click that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. And do me a favor, smash that subscribe button on the way out. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.